Hello and welcome to World in 5. Amnesty International Zimbabwe recently launched the Death Sentences and Executions Global Report at a time the country is moving towards the abolishment of the death penalty. The report reveals that over 1,100 executions were carried out in 2023 alone, an increase from 883 in 2022. In Zimbabwe, the bill to abolish the death penalty has been receiving support from both the ruling party, opposition parties and civic society organizations. We get more in the following report.
It's been a long, winding road for Zimbabwe, but the abolishment of the death penalty process now seems to be at its tail end. Traditional leaders say Zimbabwe already had its ways of punishing offenders before the death penalty was imposed by colonialists.
Ndongoda kudzokera kuti titi isu sekutora kwatakaita kuna vanyakuenda upenyu. Vanyakuenda havana kumbenge vaine pfungwa kana hunhu hwakafanana naihwohwo kuti munhu anotadza anourawa. Ndosaka tairipirana. Dambudziko ringaitike nderemazvarwa kutsva vamunofunga kuti nyaya dzinongopera nekuripwa chete nokuda kwemusoro wemunhu kana kuti nekuda kwedzimwe nzira dzisiri. Nyaya dzese dzakangopera dzichingoripiranwa, vanhu vachiripirana havangoshandisa musoro wemunhu chete, asi ndosaka pachinzwa chinzi panoita danga remombe, panoita kuita kuti vanhu vagarisane mune zvakanaka.
With death penalty abolishment bill currently in process, traditional leaders say Zimbabwe is in the right direction.
Chinhu change chatononoka kuti chiitwe, saka naisisu tuye sematungamiriri vevanhu, sema-leaders vevanhu, chinhu chatakanga takatobvuma kare mukatarisa kumazvibvumirano zvakaitwa kunana 2013 nema-Chiefs Council, muchaona kuti vanhu vakanga vaine chitori neposition kare kuti chinhu ichi havachide munhu asi.
The various stakeholders in the country are optimistic the bill will soon be passed into law.
And we have agreed with the Minister of Justice. We are now going to the committee stage when Parliament resumes sitting on the 11th of June. Then after the sitting we've gone through the committee stage, we then take the bill to Senate. Then after the Senate, we then go to the President for his signature. So in our calculations, we believe that by 30 June this year, we should have an act of Parliament abolishing death penalty.
Although Zimbabwe had the death penalty law in place, no executions effectively took place for decades. The country therefore did not add to the 1,900 executions carried out in 2023 or in previous years globally. The removal of the death penalty law is, however, viewed as a big step in the country's development. For ZTN Prime, I am Merira Nsingo.
For the first time in South Africa's democratic era, the African National Congress ANC will have to seek one or more coalition partners to govern with after it fell well short of a majority in last week's national election. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday called on South Africa's political parties to work together for the good of the country. The result, announced yesterday, is the worst election showing for the ANC, Africa's oldest liberation movement, once led by Nelson Mandela, since it came to power 30 years ago, ending white minority rule. Voters reduced support for the ANC to 40.2%, down from 57.5% in the previous 2019 parliamentary vote. Official results showed the ANC winning 159 seats in the 400-seat National Assembly, down from 230 previously. An inclusive approach and mitigatory measures have been identified as key factors in curbing electricity outages and load shedding in the country. The Portfolio Committee on Energy and Power Development recently held a verification visit at the Kariba South Power Station to appreciate the scope of the project. Chairperson of the committee, Leslie Mangwa, said their visit was to investigate whether the power company was in a position to supply the country's power needs consistently.
As a portfolio committee, our role is to assist, take away all impediments and ensure that the policies are followed and the people get electricity at the end of the day. So our visit mainly is for us to have a first-hand experience of our generation plants, transmission equipment, and basically to check with ZESA if their plans ensure that the country can have a sustainable, reliable, safe electricity network.
The Harare City Council is getting tough with defaulters and has since attached more than 50 properties belonging to residents and businesses that have not paid their monthly rates. More than 4,000 ratepayers with overdue balances exceeding 60 days have been issued with court summons after failing to act on 14-day letters of final demand to settle their debts. Some have negotiated payment plans to avoid court action. In an interview with the Sunday Mail, Harare City Town Clerk Engineer Hosai Chisango said they randomly picked the houses across the city and are intensifying the program so that residents pay their bills on time. The city of Harare is targeting defaulting residents who owe more than 2 months' rates and did not respond to letters of demand. That's it on World in 5.